I'm the honest reviewer. I'll make sure your movies are fine. Okay. Now here's the moment you've been waiting for. Finally, I get to Chapter 3 of someone's story. Chapter 3. Grandma Longneck approached the cave Ethan was resting for the night. Ethan, she said softly. Ethan turned. What? No, it's just you. Ethan replied. I was just checking up on you, Grandma Longneck told him. Thanks, Mrs. Longneck, although I was doing fine, not counting the nightmare, Ethan told the elderly Longneck. What's a nightmare, she asked. It's what you call a bad sleep story or bad dream. Grandma Longneck smiled. You know, Ethan, you may be different on the outside, but on the inside, you're not that different, she said. Thanks, but why are you checking up on me and accepting me? When I first saw you, I was afraid you wouldn't trust me, Ethan replied. I accepted you because my mate did. And when a fast spider tried to kill me, it was you that saved me. Grandma Longneck told him after a quick nudge. Didn't I save every dinosaur at the Thundering Falls? Ethan retorted. Yes, Ethan, you did. She paused for a moment, then said, well, I'm going back to the nest now. You're welcome to come along if you like. Thanks, but as I said before, I'm doing all right here, Ethan replied. Okay, I'll see you in the morning, Grandma Longneck said soothingly. Then she lifted her head, turned, and walked back to the nest. Ethan, like at first, stared in awe at the large sauropod as she walked further and further from the cave. Once Grandma Longneck was out of view, Ethan leaned against the cave walls, closed his eyes, and fell asleep. Again, Ethan began to dream, but this time it was a different dream, or more of a flashback. He saw himself when he was 4 years old, outside the house. Nicholas brought. Nick was apparently showing off his grip sword. Where did you find it, the 4-year-old Ethan exclaimed. I found it on the streets outside of the neighborhood, across town. Who knows where it came from, Nick replied. Then Nick looked directly at Ethan, but the dream Ethan was suddenly 14 years old. You are now the owner of the sword, if you can recall the moment after my death. It is your destiny to wield this sword. Ethan jumped. Already I'm getting tired of this destiny crap, Nick, Ethan replied in his sleep. You did get taken by the rift, right? Nick asked. Yes, but how did you know about this anyway? You're dead, Ethan replied. Nick chuckled. Yes, I am dead, but in a way, I'm still alive. This dream is going to end, so you might want to remember what I said, he told Ethan. And suddenly the dream ended. Ethan awoke and was immediately struck by the lush vegetation in the Great Valley, just as he had been when he first arrived. In fact, when he arrived, he remembered thinking about where he had seen all this before, in the movie series, The Land Before Time. Wait, in the last chapter, he already said he knew about the Land Before Time. So was that whole scene pointless or something? How incredible it had been to find himself really in the valley, but that didn't matter now. He pulled himself back to the present. Even a stretching, slight grin appeared on his face as he looked at his new home, for now anyway. The valley looked extremely peaceful. It was hard to believe that those raptors could even have gotten in due to the ridge of the mountains that surrounded the valley. Ethan got up and slid the rift sword. He might need it. He walked up into the valley. Looking around, he mused. Too bad I didn't bring my camera. Oh well, it's better without it, Ethan thought as he walked. He will definitely take this place over Redding. Redding wasn't nearly as peaceful as living here. Soon he can make out the Longneck's nest. Ethan saw that Littlefoot was just waking up as the sun warming his skin and his grandparents were still asleep. Littlefoot opened his eyes and saw Ethan was walking 30 feet away. Grandpa, can I see Ethan? He's just walking out there alone, Littlefoot said as his grandfather woke up. Yes, Littlefoot. Grandpa Longneck replied. Littlefoot bolted out into the valley where Ethan was walking. Apparently Ethan had noticed the Apatosaurus coming towards him because he turned and stopped. So, are you in the 100-yard dash now, Littlefoot? Ethan said. Littlefoot stopped. What's a 100-yard dash, Ethan? Littlefoot asked. It is an event where humans have to run 100 yards and, like any race, whoever finishes first is the winner, Ethan exclaimed. Oh, hey Ethan, I want you to meet my friends, Littlefoot exclaimed. Okay, Ethan muttered. What was the worst that could happen? He and Littlefoot headed to the meadow. Littlefoot knew his friends would be up early because they had spoken last night. Once they got to the meadow, Ethan had expected to see some dinosaurs, like at Thundering Fall, but there were none because it was early indeed. But Ethan saw the rest of the gang. 5 young dinosaurs stood in the middle of the meadow. One was a Triceratops, the other was a Parasaurolophus. There was also a Pteranodon and a Stegosaurus. Littlefoot bounded up to them. Hey guys, I want you to meet my new friend Ethan, Littlefoot said to them. And where is this Ethan? You sure you didn't make him up, Littlefoot? The Triceratops said. Littlefoot turned only to find Ethan gone. Ethan? Where did you go off to? Littlefoot yelled. Ethan really didn't run off. In fact, he was still in the meadow, hiding behind a tree. Ethan let out a sigh of relief. Then he heard Littlefoot's voice say, "He's over there!" Ethan was startled. He had been caught and admitted it. He walked down and from behind the tree. The gang, except for Littlefoot, was shocked by Ethan's appearance. "So, Ethan, what are you exactly?" the beige Triceratops said. "I'm a human," Ethan told her in a cool, non-challenging fashion. "Where are you from?" the greenest Parasaurolophus asked. "You wouldn't believe me if I told you," Ethan replied. "Come on, tell us," Littlefoot said. "Alright, I'm from the future, 65 million years in the future to be exact," Ethan replied. "Yeah, whatever you say," the Triceratops retorted, her tone showing that she was having trouble believing what Ethan had just said. "So what are your names?" Ethan asked nicely, even though he knew. "I'm Ducky," the Parasaurolophus offered. "Sarah," said the Triceratops. "My name's Petrie," the Pteranodon spoke. "And that's Spike. He can't talk yet, but he's a good brother. He is, Ducky exclaimed. "Nice to meet you all," Ethan replied. Littlefoot excitedly told Sarah, Ducky, Petrie, and Spike about how Ethan had fought the fast spiders, who had attacked the valley while he was at Thundering Falls. And then he hit the fast spiders with that stick, Littlefoot said as he pointed to the wrist sword in its sheath at Ethan's side. "I don't want to explain it," Ethan muttered, not wanting to explain what a sword is. "Why, it's not that hard." After an hour of talking about the adventures and the good old times, the gang of five and Ethan heard their parents calling for them. "It's time for breakfast, yep, Ducky said as she and Spike got up and started to head home. Sarah heard her father calling to her. "I've gotta go. Ethan, I still don't trust you," Sarah said before leaving. Then Petrie heard his mother calling out. "Bye," he said before flying away. Ethan and Littlefoot could hear Grandpa Longneck's voice calling in the distance. "Let's go," Littlefoot said. They started back towards the nest. Back at the nest, Littlefoot ate breakfast, and Ethan had to get used to eating tree stars, and found them to be quite good. "So Ethan, how did it go?" Grandpa Longneck asked. Ethan stopped eating long enough to say, "It was alright. Ethan, Grandma and I have been talking lately, and we made a decision to make you a part of our family," Grandpa Longneck replied. This made Littlefoot quite excited. "Thanks, Mr. Longneck," Ethan said. "You're welcome, and you can call me Grandpa now," Grandpa Longneck replied. Be continued. Well, that wasn't so bad, was it? I mean, it's probably the shortest chapter, and there's nothing else that I can do but get on to chapter 4. Wait a second. Bloopers? So, where is this Ethan guy? Sarah questioned. Littlefoot turned to find Ethan running away yelling, "Freedom!" The gang chuckled. Ethan hid behind the tree and looked at the gang. "Suckers!" Ethan whispered. "Are you calling my grandson names?" said a voice. Ethan turned to find a ticked-off Grandpa Longneck standing behind him. "Hey, it's not what it looks like," Ethan exclaimed. "Oh, that's okay, because you've been punked! Littlefoot set you up," Grandma Longneck replied. "Son of a..." "Forget it," Ethan said, chuckling. Let's just move on to chapter 4.